I'm aware.
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, is visible.
Yeah, thank you. So as usual, I want to start with this script when we. Okay, so let me start with this script. Yep. Meanwhile, I saw the assignment that that was I think somebody posted his own on the group chat, his or her own on the group chat, and I saw it. That was a nice one. That was a nice one. Meanwhile, when you want to do your assignment, I would prefer that you create a new, just create a new collab notebook. So how you do that is just click. Wait, let me run all of these things so that I can sort the assignments from here. Let me just run everything from the beginning. It's going to ask me that Amala question again. Stop me. Okay. So the best thing you can do is to just create a new thing. Just come here and create new notebook. So in that new notebook should be where you do your assignment. And then you can just name it assignment 1. Use your name then and underscore assignment 1 and all of that. So that's what I think would be best for you to do. Okay. So I don't want to waste time here. Let's go over to the assignments. So how many of us did it? If you did it, just type yes. Just type yes on the chat there. Let me see those that did it. So how many of us did it? This one I'm saying, those one says typing, like you have serious explanations to give, like that's this person is typing, is taking really long. Yeah, I believe you have a very serious explanation to give to me. Okay. Oh wow. So only 3 people. Okay. Only 2 people possibly did the assignment. Afolabi and Sheon. Wonderful. Such a wonderful set of students. Okay, you'd make me go a bit slow. So for those of you who did not or could not do it, what are your excuses for not doing the assignment? Was it too simple for you? Itunu, you want to say something, please? Itunu, please unmute yourself and speak before I return to the call and continue what we. Are you there, Itunu? Okay. Okay, Olukemi said she started it. Okay, so Itunu, you want to say something?
I did the assignment to type on the.
I didn't hear what you said. Please come again.
I did the assignment, but I'm finding it. That's why I'm raising my hands.
Okay. It's fine. No problem. It's fine. Fine. Let's proceed. Olukemi said she started it, and then maybe along the wayside she was thrown off balance. It's fine. But trust me, you should engage in those assignments, and even the days that you don't have classes, you should.
Please, I just saw the assignment now, and my phone has been off. My system is also messing up. I'm sorry, but I'll try and do mine. Thank you.
Fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's continue. So, okay, the assignment was to create any NumPy array of your choice, as of any given dimension, using your NumPy array, and then perform the following operation. So that means the first thing we need to do is to create our NumPy array. So, like I used to do, let's first of all create a list. Yeah, a list of let's just do a bit trips expenses. So that those who have learned dictionary can still recall what we have learned. So these are some of the things I bought. So I bought a phone. Or remember, a dictionary is supposed to be a key value pair. I bought a phone for 5,000 naira. I bought a wristwatch. I bought a wristwatch for 7,000. Really strange. Then I bought a book. I bought a book for 15,000. Things happening here. And then what else can I buy? Banana at the mall. I bought that for, let's say, okay, 700 naira. 7,000. Let's just give it this way. So the next thing I want to do is, remember when you're working with NumPy arrays, why I'm doing this thing is because I'm going into Pandas, then we're going to manipulate data sets. So you are not just directly going to have a list, stuff like that. You have different data structure. You have to extract what you want from it and perform the operation that you actually want to perform. So that's why I'm just using this explanation. So now we want to generate the expenses. So for phone, I spent 5,000. Okay. This may not work. Sorry, I just remembered the problem statement that we have, and it will not be ideal to do that. Let's just create a better stuff. Don't worry. There's something in my mind. Sorry, 5, 6, 8. So let's do a list of lists, or should we even make it 4? No, to make my work long. 1, 0, and 7. Then another list inside of it. That's 4 minus 2, and then 3. We will give room for questions soon. And we want to create a NumPy. We want to create a NumPy array. So let me write this. Let me just write solution. So let this be my solution. Okay. Okay. So solution. Because I have already imported NumPy earlier, it is not necessary to do that. But let's assume that this is a new worksheet. Like this is a new sheet. This is not this format sheet that we have. Let us assume that it's a new sheet. So one of the first things you're supposed to do, remember I said you first of all download the package by doing pip install. So it's something like pip install NumPy. So we are assuming that this is a fresh sheet, like it is not the one that we had used before. And then the next thing we'll do after downloading is to excuse me, let me put this here, is to import. Yeah, so we do import NumPy as np. So we import NumPy as np. Yeah, so we are importing the package here, and then we can start anything that we need to do. So this is our list. I want to be fast. So we will make the NumPy array now to be x. So x is going to be np.array, and then you pass L into it. Let us confirm that what we have is exactly what we wanted. So we print x and see what we have. Okay, so we have 3 by 3. Yeah, we can see it already. I see it already. Let's the x dot shape. It's an attribute. Okay, it's a 3x3 array. So the first question there says that we should select all the rows. Select all the rows. I'm not going to do all of them. I will do the first, the third, and the last. Let's select all the rows. This is question 1. Select all the rows. Select all the rows. Sorry. I want to make sure I'm saying it very well. So select all the rows. Okay. All the rows. Selecting all the rows is just like printing everything out, because selecting all the rows is selecting all the rows and columns. You get, it's just the same thing. So what you're literally going to do is X. Normally, when you have more than a one-dimensional array, you know that you're actually selecting. You are writing for rows and columns. Remember, I said that before, that anytime you are doing it, the thing that comes first, your rows first, and then your columns next. So if I come down here, what I will have would be rows, then columns. So my rows, since I'm selecting all, this is just what I do. So I'm selecting all the rows. For them to just say all the rows, it means it's all the rows and all the columns. It's still going to be the same thing. Yeah, so this is what you have as the answer. So it's just the same thing you had at the top that you're having below. There's no difference. It's the same thing that you did before. It's what you do again. So that's about that. Very easy. The next one we would have to do here should be the third question. Third question said, select the last column. So let's select the last column. So let's select the last column. Select the last column. Okay. So for our last column is this one here, 873. Remember, the first thing you do is there is the array embedded in it. It is embedded in the variable x. So I first of all call x. X is what I call first, and then I put my square brackets. It is like a list, and the way we call it, we call it with the square brackets. Now, if we look at it, we are looking for the last column. The last column is 873. For it to select the last column, it means you are selecting all the rows, but you are omitting this column and this column just to have this last one. I repeat that again. For it to have just the last column, it means that you are selecting all the rows, but you are omitting this column and this column. So how am I going to do that? I'm selecting all the rows. First of all, I do just this. That means all the rows have been selected. And now I want to select only the last column. Only the last column. So I can just do -1. Because -1 is going to be, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So either you call it -1 or you call it 2. Any of them that is used is supposed to give us the answer. Let's see if that works. So you can see that gave us the answer, 873. 873 was what we had as our stuff. 873. Get that? If I change this to 2, let me just write it here. Or let me put it in a comment. I change it to 2. Okay, you know what? Let me bring this into another line. Let's comment this first. So I just want to show us. You see that we're going to get the same result. The same result as what you got before. So let's still do this one. To still give us, you see, it still gives us 873. Let me see something there. Okay, still gives us the same 873. That's what it gives to us as our output. So whether this or this would be correct, just understand the convention and move on with it. Okay, so the next question we have to tackle is the last question here. Select the last two rows from the first three columns. Sorry, I am not doing all of them. It's just save time. It's still the same approach. Okay, before I do this, let me call X above so that I can see it. I know what it looks like, X. Okay, so this is X. This is the whole array. So I'm selecting the last two rows from the first three columns, last two rows. Now, let us check that first. We want to select the last two rows from the first three columns, Oh, okay, from the first three columns, 1, 2, 3. Okay. This question, I think I even said something in the last class, which I forgot to include in what I just did now. Yes, I said that this thing means that we have to have at least 3 columns in this data set. But if you see what we have, we have just 3 columns, which would not help us tackle this question well. Let me say what I just said again. Let me reiterate it. It said, select the last 2 rows from the first 3 columns. If you are saying the first 3 columns, it means that you are having at least 3 columns. But if you look at this instance here, okay, yes, this actually meets it. We have just 3 columns, and I don't think that will be best for us to achieve what we want to achieve. So let us take it as we want to have more than 3 columns. We want to have more than three columns. So let me go back to my X and possibly where I defined it initially. Let me add another to it. Let's say this is 9. This is 1. And then this is 7. So everything is going to change. Most likely, everything is going to change. Okay. That one still remains as this. Okay, yeah. So please, I hope we understand what I just did now, right? I hope it's clear what I just did, right?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Thank you, Ezekiel.
Honestly,
yeah,
can you come back briefly? I mean, just a little.
Okay. To which aspect, please?
Just this last part.
Okay. I've not done anything about it, so I think we can continue from here. So the question says select the last 2 rows from the first 3 columns. So like from the first 3 columns, the answer is going to start from selecting the first 3 columns. The first 3 columns are this, and this. So this is what we want to select. This region here is what we want to select. You get, we want to select the first 3 columns. And then from those first 3 columns, we'll now select only the last 2 rows. The last 2 rows are these ones here. So we are first of all going to look for a way to bring out just these columns. Then from this one, you will now extract only the last 2. I hope the question is now clear. From the first 3 columns, which are these ones, just extract only the last 2. So the first thing I'll do is X, and I'll put my square brackets. Now I want to select the first 3 columns. To select the first 3 columns, it means I'm selecting everything, every row there. It's just that I'm picking just the first 3 columns, but all the rows have been selected. You get? So that means the first thing I will have is that I'm selecting all the rows. In the part of, remember I said it is row and column, rows and columns. What you always have there. I need to keep putting it in front of you. Rows and columns. So you are selecting, this one represents the rows. It means I'm selecting all the rows, and in the part of the column, what I have are the first three columns. You get, so if you want to do the first three, just you put this symbol and you put this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. You get, so we want it to end at these 2. But remember how you write it in Python. You would not, it's not 2 that you're going to write, you write 3. So it is going to exclude 3. Do you understand? It's going to exclude 3. This is 0, index 0 in list. This is 0 index 1, this is index 2. If I end it at index 2, let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what happened. It gave us just this column and this column. But what we're looking for is the first 3. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I mean this is 0, 1, 2. You should not end it at 2, you should end it at 3. So it will exclude that 3. So let's come here and put 3. So let's see what we have. So we see it now. We have it has selected the first 3 columns. Nice one. Now it now said from the first 3 columns, extract the last 2 rows. Extract the last 2 rows. That means you want to get only 1, 2. This and this, this and this, this and this, or let's say this row and this row. You don't want the first row. Do you understand? You don't want the first row. So what you should do is the first row is indexed as what? 0. Row wise indexing. This is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. You get? So I want to omit, I don't want the first one to be included. So I don't want this row 0 to be included. You get? So I'm going to start from the 1 after 0, which is 1. So if I will just put 1 here. So I'll start from 1 to every other thing. So I'm taking index 1 and every other thing that is after it. This for index, this is index 0. I mean for row, this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. For column, this is index 0, index 1, and index 2. Because I want to select just the last 2 rows, I am omitting index 0. So I'll start from index 1 to any other thing that I have. So this is index 1. Then you have your column, and you have an open space, meaning every other thing there. So let's see what that gives us. Let's see if that meets what we needed. You can see it now that it's very, very correct. We wanted to select from the first 3 columns, select just the last 2 rows, and that's exactly what you're able to select now. Okay, so that was exactly what we're able to select. Let me wrap it in the print statement. Yep. So that's it. Really done. I'm to believe no one's hand is raised up. Is there anyone that has a question? The next 2 minutes, let me answer that. I want to move into the new framework. Is there anyone who has a question? Okay, please proceed. Okay, how many people? Excuse me. Okay, the first I'll pick Aaron's question. Then the next will be Oluwatosin. Get, so let me pick Aaron first, and I go to Oluwatosin. So once I'm done with Aaron's question, we go to Oluwatosin's question. So Aaron, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, based on the explanation, row 1 is 3, 5, 8, 9. Then
Yes.
column 1, sorry, row 0 is 3, 5 for the indexing, 3, 5, 8, 9. While
Yeah,
column 0 is 3, 1, 4.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now the question is select the second row from the first 3 column.
Select the second. Okay, select the last 2 rows. Not second row.
Select the last 2 rows.
Yes.
From the first 3 columns.
Okay. Yes. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Move on. It's fine.
Okay, so the last 2 rows will be 107 and because yes, 107 and 423.
Yes,
Then
someone said-
the first 3 column
okay.
will be first 3 column. So if based on indexing now, at the way I'm looking at it, 1 and 4,
Okay.
which is a column, supposed to fall on index 0.
Sure. Yes. 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 That's index 0. That's index
Supposed
0
to fall
for columns. For the columns. Yeah.
for column, yes. 1 and 4 supposed to fall on index 0 for column.
Yes. Yes.
So, okay. Now, if our counting is 0 to 0, starting from 0, that's indexes starting from 0.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was expecting if you are selecting the first 3 column,
Okay.
you should start, you should end at 2. That's
The
column
first 3
2.
columns that you end up.
Yeah, you should end
Okay.
at column 2 because your first, if in indexing, your first is 0, then 1, 2. You will not have
Yes.
3 columns. But
Yes.
now, based on this that is here and is visible to me like this,
Okay, sir.
what you ran successfully, and the question what you what's it called, what you want to achieve is achieved.
Yeah.
So now the principle of indexing is somehow not fulfilled, or am I the
Mm,
one not getting it?
okay. 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 I think I understand what you're saying. You are the one who's not getting it. Ah,
Okay,
okay. Okay. What this?
okay, I understand it now better.
Okay.
Okay,
I
I
think
remember the
the
first
information just
class.
came from somewhere. Abi.
Yes, I remember the first class when you said, as you are starting from 0, if I want to get 20, I should end at 21. If I
When the
want
class, but I've been clapping for you now.
if I want to get 20, I should stop at 21, so I have my 20. Okay.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
clear
So
now. Thank you.
that was what we did. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So the other person, I've forgotten your name, is Oluwa something, please. Sorry for calling you Oluwa something. I'm very sorry, please. But is it Oluwa Tos? Hello, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, please. Please go on with your question.
Oh, yeah, I can't see the dash. Okay. So, I don't know. My question is, I think when we were trying to select the first 3 rows, we said we should stop at, we should type 3 so that it's going to pick the first, like 0, 1, 2, like 3, 1, 4,
Please,
5,
can you
4.
be more audible, please? Your voice is a bit low, please.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you. I'm hearing you.
All right. Okay. So, I said my question is, when we were trying, am I still audible?
Yes, 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 you are. You are.
Okay. So when we were trying to pick for the select the last 2 rows from the first 3 columns. So for the
Okay.
3 columns, we said it's going to be like from index 0, 1, 2, but we are going to type 3 so that it's going to exclude that 3, right?
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes,
But
yes.
when we were doing the select the last 2 rows,
Okay.
you picked like supposed to be from 0, then 1, 2, but you
Okay.
type 1. I don't know. I was
Okay,
thinking
okay, okay.
it's
Yeah.
supposed to be the last 2. Maybe we have typed 2 so that to exclude other. I don't know. Maybe I'm not understanding.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. It's very similar to what Aaron asked. Yeah. Okay, this is it here. We wanted to select just the last 2 rows, and because it was the last 2 rows that we needed to select. Okay, anything you make it start with, it will always include that one. But if you're ending anything that you end it with, it will not include that one. So if your square bracket starts, if you start your square bracket and you start it with 1, if 1 happens to be the first, you need to start from index 1. But if you want to end and you put any index there, that index is going to be omitted. But when you are starting, any index you start from is what is going to begin from. Now, I wanted to select just the last 2. Obviously, it means I do not want the first row to be seen, which is index 0. Because I don't want index 0, just automatically start from index 1. I don't know whether you understand what I just said. Let me reiterate. When you write your square bracket, anything you start with, any index you start with will always be included. But any one that you end with will not be included. So that was the idea that I used. I don't know if that's clear.
Okay, I get it. So if you want to start, okay, let's say we want to start from index 0 now. We'll have started from 0. But if they want to end, maybe we want to end at 3, we will include 3 so that it will exclude that 3.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I understand what you said. Yes, 0, 1, 2, and 3. It would to exclude 3 and just give you the first 3, 0, 1, and 2. Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you.
Okay,
Hello,
thank
sir.
you.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Hello,
Please,
ma. Please,
sir,
what's
I
your
want you
name?
to this is Ibitayo Esther. I want you to make this row 5 rows. And let's say we are picking the last two rows. Let's see how it comes out, sir.
Okay, five rows. I want to pick the last 2, Abby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So as we go back to it, start
Thank
praying
you,
for
sir.
me.
Thank you, sir.
Praying. Let's be sure that we'll be guided properly. So let us try it out. Let me just create a fresh NumPy array and try to be in haste np.array. Sorry for those who wanted us to move speedily. You said we want 5 rows, right? 5 rows, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's say 3. 6. Let me make it still 4. So 0, 1, 2, 1. Meanwhile, when you start working with neural networks, you can encounter millions of rows. When you did matrix, for those who did math or further math in secondary school, you did matrix, they always end at 3 by 3 matrix. And it's funny how we always crying those days in school. That was too hard, it's too long. And you did data science, you meet millions of rows and columns. The only beautiful thing is that you don't need to start doing all of those processes with your hand yourself. You calculate them with them. They are already integrated as modules in your machine, so it's just calculate it for you without you stressing yourself. Okay, so let's see if we've achieved what the highest. Okay, yeah. So this is let me increase this thing. Okay. So Esther, what do you want us to select from these data sets that we have constructed now for ourselves?
Yes, the same question that we should select the last 2 rows from the first 3 columns.
From the first 3 columns, 3 columns.
Yes, sir.
You select the last 2 rows, right? 2 rows. Okay. Okay, so why? First 3 columns. So first 3 columns, we are selecting all the rows. Abi? All the rows. Select first 3 columns. It means to select all the rows. Then we go to select all the rows. Then we want to select just the first 3. It means we do not want the last column to show. We don't want the last column to show. So I will start from 0. Then I should end that. This is index 0, index 1, index 2. This is index 3. So I don't want index 3. So let me end with index 3. Let's see what that shows us. So we've been able to select the first 3 columns now. We need to select the first three
Okay, sir.
columns. So now I want to select the last two rows. The last two rows. Where are the last two rows? The last two rows are this and this, right? This and this, right? Okay. The last two rows. This is index 0 for rows. Index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. So I'll just start it with 3. Let it select from 3 and below. That's what we have.
Start from index 3, 3 of 3.
Yes. Okay, wait. What's this error? Okay. Zero, 1, 2, 3. Excuse me, let me see something here first. I'm coming. Excuse me. This work. This worked, but I wonder why I had that error. Okay. That means you know what gave that confusion I was having. I got one funny error message which actually came from my network, but I was thinking it was something from the code lines of code I wrote.
Okay,
Do you
sir.
understand what I just did? Is this correct? Were we able to achieve what we wanted?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So we just counted the rows at 0, 1, 2, 3. So we want to start from this one. We'll just start it. Remember, I said anything when you're writing your stuff, the first thing you write will always be included, but the last thing will not be included. Yeah. So that was what we did, and we got this. Yeah. So that's
Thank you,
about
sir.
that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
hello.
Yes, sir, I'm listening to you.
So if we wanted to print the last 3 rows, where we have 3 now will now be 4.
We wanted to print the last 3 rows. The last 3 rows.
Yes.
1,
Yes.
2, 3 rows, right? You said where we have 3 will now be 4. Is it this first one or this last one?
The last one. The last one.
It will be
The
2.
last.
The last
Wait.
3 rows.
It
The
will be
last.
Then
2.
instead of 3, it will be 4.
Okay, wait. Let my head not be scattered. The last 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. Right. The last 3 rows. The last 3 rows. Okay. If it is the last 3 rows, then you are just to start from this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. Just change this into 2. It's 2 now. I think someone said that too.
It's true. Is if it is colon that is going to be 4.
Exactly. If it is column, that's going to. In fact,
Yes.
if it's column,
If it's column, is to be 4. Yes.
Oh, yes. 0, 1, 2.
If
Yes.
it's last 3 rows, you move up. You
Yes.
reduce upward.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, if it's last 3, you reduce upward. If it's column, you increased.
Yes, exactly. You know, that's the funny thing about some of all this stuff. Any idea in your mind that gives you the accurate result is fine. Someone else wants to solve this, and I will not even undergo all of these processes that I'm doing. Programming gives you ability to solve a particular question in different approaches. So we want to go into Pandas. You know, we started dealing with modules and all of that, modules and packages, and then I used that. I modeled the explanation for modules into explaining NumPy to us. So I did some operations with NumPy. Now, NumPy is a package or a module that is used for numerical analysis in Python. Now, there's another one that is called Pandas. In fact, Pandas is the variant for things like Microsoft Excel or let's say spreadsheets generally, and spreadsheets and let's say structured query language SQL. Yeah, so Pandas in Python it is Python's own variant for you see all those things you do with your Excel spreadsheets. Literally, a bulk of everything you do on Excel, Pandas will solve it for you. those things you do on your Power Query editor. Yeah, pandas will just do all of those things as for you. You get. So I used to use Excel once in a while, although I can't remember. Maybe the last time I used it, I only open it these days just to see, not necessarily to perform any data manipulation or cleaning there. No. So Pandas is it's a framework. You can call it a framework, yes, or module or package in Python. In Python that is used for interacting with structured data, or let's not just call it structured data, because there's some unstructured data that can be here too. Let's call it tabular data. Yeah, it's a framework that is used in Python. In Python that is used for interacting with tabular data, but it helps us perform any form of data manipulation, data cleaning, and pre-processing that we need to engage in any given project. It also gives us the ability to make plots. You get, yeah, you can plot things using Pandas. In fact, it is the most popular framework when it comes to data manipulation. The truth is, the bulk of the work you will do as a data scientist will be in manipulating your data. Bulk of the work, the building of the models are not hard. I used to hear it then when I began learning, and it felt like it wasn't true. But when I began practicing, I observed that most of the work that you would do will be in cleaning. Once you can get your data prepared to a very good extent, whereby you can now start working well with it, you would realize that your model building would not be much of a challenge. So you hear people tell you things like 80% of the time you will spend in your own data science workflow, you would spend 80% of that time, or 70% in preparing your data, and the remaining 20 to 30% in your model and inferencing, that's evaluation of your of your stuff. So it still follows the steps, the same in utilizing it. It follows the same approach that we use for the other one. So steps in using Pandas framework. At times, these things are called framework. You get. So when you're interacting with some professionals, they may not call it modules. At times, they call it framework. So yeah. So our steps. Okay. First again, so install the package just the same way. Let me put it in brackets. Pip install pandas. And the next thing is to import the package. Import the package. Yeah. So import pandas as PD. This one is a convection. And then you're going to start use for all the manipulation. Okay. So the first thing you would want to do when you work with pandas is to sorry. Okay. The first thing is to install. Pip install, just the same way you did using NumPy. Pip install pandas. So it's done installing. Now, remember I told us that there are 3 ways to import. If you do import pandas, you are getting access to everything that pandas has. If you do the second way is to do import pandas as PD.
Please, can you move up a bit?
Can you see it now?
No.
Wait, okay, sorry. It seems you are using phone, but I can see it.
Okay.
I wanted to ask a question.
You wanted to ask a question?
Mm.
Okay, please go on.
The 2 different ways you said we can import the pandas. You said if we import just pandas, you are having access to the whole panda.
Yes.
If we import panda as PD, I was thinking PD is like a alias to panda.
Yes.
That's another name you can call panda.
Yes,
Instead of always typing pandas, you just say PD.
Yeah. Yes. In fact, okay, you are not going to use these 3. I'm just trying to still explain what I've explained before. Another is you can do from pandas import, say, data frame. What this one gives you, the third one only gives you access to data frame. There's no other functionality you can perform. So the best way, because you know that that there are several things that you possibly do. Because you know that there are several things that you possibly do. Because you know there are several things that you possibly do. You just the part you would always see every data scientist doing this. So you don't need to import all of those 3 stuff. You just need one. And the one that you always see everybody making use of all the time is import pandas as PD. People don't like stress. So just import pandas as PD. That's the first thing. So after you download, they just import pandas as PD. Meanwhile, note these things. There are some confusions I've seen. I think it's a joke people do in programming. You see someone write import numpy as PD, import pandas as NP NP. It's very strange. NumPy is supposed to look at import NumPy as PD. Did you even observe something before you wrote what? Import NumPy as. You see, without you writing anything, it's already giving you NP, meaning that it is generally recognized. It does not mean you can name it XO, but it's you and yourself, your spirit, soul, and body are the only ones that understand that thing when you are working with your stuff. For other people to really interact with your code and understand what you are doing in your code, you must use a convention that everybody's used to. And that's for pandas is PD, for NumPy it is NP. I just wanted to say that so you don't try to be skillful in your stuff and just begin to do.
Okay, meaning you can alias with anything, but there is a general method to use.
Exactly. You can do your alias with anything, but it's a general stuff. Yeah. Okay, please. I need you to remind me by 11 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, I would need everyone to turn off their video. I just want to take a screenshot. I just want to take a screenshot of what we are doing. So once it's 11 o'clock, whether I lie down your bed, if you just wear shirt and just post front of the stuff. I need to take a screenshot of it. Are we good?
Okay. All right, so
thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So the first thing is download your pandas, install your pandas, then you import it. After importing it, now you want to start doing some things on it. Now, in pandas, you can pandas is made up of two major data structures. Pandas, though it's under Python, it has its own 2 major data structures. So the data structures in pandas are what's that name again? Series, yeah, and data frame. series and data frame. I'm going to explain you to them. Series just has, in fact, I'm going to be using layman term to explain everything here. Series is just when you select just a column in a data set, that is referred to as a series. Let me create it. Let me create one for you. So let us call this how do I do this? Okay. Let's make this thing a list of just one student's age. So just one, you often see this kind of ages in just one. Okay, at times you may see this. So let's say we have 5 just one students. Okay, let's keep 7-year-old. Then age data. I want to, when we were doing NumPy, we first write np.array. You get, remember I said array is the fundamental data structure that NumPy relies on. For pandas, you either have a series or a data frame. As you move further, when you deal with TensorFlow and PyTorch, you hear about tensors. In fact, those are one of the basic things you must understand. You must understand every framework that you make use of. One of the things that helps you understand it well is to understand the underlying principle that it works by. You get, for pandas, the data structures are majorly series and data frames, even though we are going to work more with data frames and not series, because a data frame is like a combination of series. You get, so watch this now. All right, PD dots, this is how to call it, and be careful, this is very case sensitive. It's very case sensitive. Look at the moment I even wrote that, you can see something coming up here trying to describe what they represent. You get, so then you put your yeah, see, it's already telling you some of the things that you can put in. You can put in the data that you have, you get, and then just do any stuff. So I can call this now. Okay, fine, let me explain this thing here. I wanted that thing to come up. Okay, see it now. You can see def in it. Forget about all of those stuff, but it's just telling you some of the list of things that can be put into what you have there. So pd.series, if I pass in L, let me just pass in L there. And another thing I can put is name. Name is one of the attributes that you can, one of the parameters that can be passed into it. Name. Let's just call it age. Let's make it a string, age. I'm gonna make the mistake. Yeah. So let's do page data. Look at what you have here. What I just did was I just created page data. This one I created it myself. I'm just trying to explain series for you. You get, so this is anytime you get series is about just one-dimensional column, just a one-dimensional data set. You just have one column in the whole stuff. So if you are converting a list, you want to use a list of things in pandas. You get, if you are working with NumPy, you know that it's only numbers that you want to deal with. When you are using NumPy, it's only numbers you want to deal with. But when you want to have the leverage of using any data type, you start thinking about pandas. And I'm explaining that now. Pandas has a data structure that is referred to as series, which only contains just one column. You get, and that one column can contain any kind of thing. Let me try creating another series for you. So let this series be let's just call them our places in Nigeria: Lagos, Abuja, Ilorin, Bakaliki, Kano, Lukugoma. Let's just give it these names. Now, I want to have places data or place data. I can just call it place, anything. You don't have to add that data to it. Because I want to I'm converting this list. Can't you see that this thing is progressive? You learned about lists, and the knowledge of lists was now integrated into NumPy arrays. But that time it was only for numbers. Now you're also integrating it into pandas. You get. So here under pandas, we want to use it in series now. So I write pd dot series. Always note what I'm writing this series here. The S is capital letter. If you make the mistake of writing small letter, don't worry, I'll show you all of those things. Let me just put X. Let's forget about the name we want to call that. Okay, let's give it a column name, places. So watch, let's do place data. Look at what we have here. So it has given us, these are 5 places here. So it has given us, 6 rather. Lagos, Abuja, Ilorin, Abakaliki, Kano, Lokogoma. So these are places in Nigeria. We just stored all these things in a series. You cannot have more than one column when you're interacting with series. You cannot have more than one column. Look at this
Hello,
one now.
sir.
Unlike, okay, yeah, I'm listening to
Hello,
you.
sir. Sorry, please. What's in front of the name? It's giving me error. I didn't get. There's something in front of name before places.
In front of name, is it comma? Okay, comma. After you write X, you put comma. Yes, comma. Just to separate that there are 2 different arguments in the series function. The series
No, like
class.
X, comma, name.
Yes.
Name what?
Okay, name equals to, yes, name equals to
equals
places.
to, thank you, sir.
Yes, name equals to places. Yeah, name equals to places. Sorry, I didn't say that. So that's how that's this about this one. And you can observe something about these 2. The data type, all the data sets here, you observe that they are integers. You are seeing it already, displaying it here in 64. That's integer 64 bits. Let's go down. Look at this one, is object. Yes, object is just like saying strings. Yes. As we move further into data frames, because it's data frames that I'm going to really do well to explain. You would understand series well. You get when we get there. When we get there, yeah. When we get there. Yes. So I may not do so much with this series, because it may not be so necessary. You read it up. I'll give you materials so you can read it up. But data frames are the real deal. Those are what you are really going to interact with. Meanwhile, series are like just a column in a data frame. So I use data frame to explain it well. Meanwhile, we are going to not just develop our own data sets here. We are going to work with already existing data sets and perform some basic analysis and descriptive statistics. Yeah, we'll just do a few stuff with this. You get. So this is it. First thing first, let me show you the error I wanted to. If I mistakenly write this thing with small letter s, let's see what's going to happen now. See, module pandas has no attribute series. So it is confirming that there's a module pandas, but it does not have any attribute series. It doesn't. It is not having it. So the moment I correct that, meanwhile, S and S, normal English is still the same S that is there, but Python is very case sensitive. It's not like SQL where you can choose to yes, you get it. So it's very case sensitive. It's case sensitive, you get. So this is series. I wouldn't want to dwell so much on that. Let me go to data frame. Data frame.
Mr. Abayomi, I'm coming. I want to go and ease myself. Now you are going to another step. I will miss.
This is serious. This is well. It's fine. Just enjoy yourself. Okay, so we want to talk about data frames. So this is the real deal. A data frame is literal, it's just the way that Pandas understands data sets. Okay, first of all, what is a data set? A data set is just an entity that contains data, information about something. You get, most times when you hear data sets in beginner level Pandas, it's just talking about tabular data. So data frames are just Pandas own representation of a data set. You get, so you can, it is like a concatenation of, it's an addition of several series, like it's like a addition of several series in Pandas. Yeah, in Pandas. So this is that is actually what data frames, giving you that definition on the basic level. Yeah, so data frames, you have several columns. We are going to create, we will not just work with data set. We are going to creating data frame with Pandas.
Hope I didn't miss too much. I'm back.
No, we just started. Meanwhile, Pandas is not the only framework that can be used to interact with data sets. There are other frameworks. I'm trying to remember their names, but I think I've worked with one more before. When there was some financial data I had to deal with some years back. I had some reasons to work with one other one because of its speed. Pandas is fast and very efficient, but there are some times that people just use some other things which are not even necessary actually. So understand. But knowing Pandas is even enough to help you do your research, your school undergraduate research, and all of those stuff. If you understand it well, you do a lot with your school research, and then finally end up maybe trying to wind the lecture that you used, if used, or SPSS. Yes, Pandas will do everything that you need to do with Excel, if you SPSS, and all of those stuff. Pandas will do them for you well, including plotting. So let's create some data frame now, because data frame contains lots of data. You get, data frame, they contain lots of data, and because of that, you would have, when you are creating this thing, lots of data, you cannot think about a list. If you think plainly about just a list, yes, it can work, but you have to be considering several lists. Let us give this scenario. So we want to create this thing. So we are going to give this scenario. So we want to take the information. Okay, so we want to take the information of all the students in JS1 in a school in Nigeria. What Python data structure comes to mind for you to apply if you want to take all the information like age, state of origin, height, weight, and just anything? What data structure comes to mind? Is it now? I'm going to be specific with this question. Let me select. I'm going to ask Chims or Bam if it's in a team. So we want to think of the scenario is you want to gather information rather than having to create a Google spreadsheet or an Excel spreadsheet to start writing out this person's age is 10, this person's name is Chukuma, AGK, get this person is this and this person is that, and putting all their individual ages and every detail about them. Instead of having to do that, now I'm thinking of one data structure that can just contain everything. It will both contain their age, contain their names, contain their states of origin, contain their height and their weight, you get, and their performance in maybe in mathematics tests. Yeah, so Chims Obama facing Achi. Are you there? When I say data structure in Python, I'm talking about lists, tuple, sets, dictionaries. Which of them do you think would be the best to use in describing that? Chims Obama facing Achi. Are you here, or you went to use yourself to like my other brother? Okay, so Itunu, let's just, since your mic is on, please just speak.
List.
List, right? Should we?
Yes.
Do you think we should clap for you? Okay, so Itunu suggested list. Meanwhile, she's not totally wrong, even though it is not the answer that I'm looking out for. But she's not wrong. We can use list and still achieve what. Yomi Shaka. What did you say? Dictionary. Okay, why did you choose dictionary? Yeah, so why did you select dictionary? Please, everybody should pay attention. Yomi. You are the legend here. So why did you select dictionary? Meanwhile, that is the response I want to get. So why did you select dictionary?
Of course, it has more capabilities than this. It can take in other functionalities or other things. I don't know how to explain.
Don't worry, you are very, very correct. Now, list, like Itunu said, we work. The only issue we will have with lists is that we have to create plenty lists. Like we create several lists. But watch, we want to take in information. That is, we want to take data of students in GS1 in a particular school. We want to take in some of the data that we want to take. Okay, the data to be considered. Let me make this scenario. Data to be considered: their age, their names, their age, their name, their height and weight, state of origin, and one last thing. Which other thing can I just give as another information about them? Anything? I just want one more.
Scores.
Their class.
Okay.
Their class,
all of
their
them
scores.
they are all in GS1. So
they are all in
let's
GS1. Okay.
Yes.
Their
So
gender.
let us discuss.
Gender.
Okay.
Gender.
Gender. Okay. Let me add gender. Yes, gender. Thank you. So because I want to do this, so that's the scenario. Take all the information of that. It is best. Like I said, you can use lists. That's why I said Itunu was not wrong. You can use lists, but we want to create lots of lists. Meanwhile, dictionaries give us the ability to just accommodate a wide array of possibilities. So let's just say this is the data here. It should be stored in a list. So the first should be, let the first be name. So name is going to be a dictionary of what? Let us make the students like okay, 7. Let us make them 5 each. So the first person is Adebayo. The other person is Arun. All of you are in GS1 now. Chims Obam. So my God delivered me. The next person on the list is Itunu. Don't think I'm adding mark to these people's name. I'm adding mark because I know their names. So I can remember them. Let me look for another person. Ruth. There's one Ruth I used to say, okay, there's Kausarat, there's Am. Wonderful name. Yomi and Ishaka. So we have Kausarat. And one more. How many do we have there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make them 7. The next person we have, that's the person that calls himself Am. Then we have Yomi. This Am just looks very short. Let's give you Yam. Okay, Yamal. So that it don't feel bad. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so we have created a list that has a string that is supposed to be the name of that. Don't worry, I'll explain that. So we have this as the name. Under name, these are the 7 people that want to accommodate: Adebayo, Arun, Chims Obam, Itunu, Kausarat, Yamal, and Yomi.
I'm very, very busy.
Okay. So let's talk about their age. Remember, a dictionary is key value. So this name is a key. This is value. This is value. You get. So you can have a list inside a dictionary. So this is like a list inside a dictionary. You get. So name, because I wanted to store several names. I cannot just be writing name, this one, write another name, comma, this one. No, I just stored all of them in one list. So for names, we are going to have a set of lists of names. For age, we have a list of age. For height, a list of height. Weight, list of weight. State of origin, list of state of origin. Score, list of score. Gender, list of gender too. That's it. So I like it this way. But so I want to make this age to be integer. So I'm not going to use the quotation marks there. So let's say Adebayo is 10 years old. Arun is 11. Chinzoba is the oldest, 14 in JS1. Itunu should be 9 years. Kausar at 10. Yamal 11. Yomi is second oldest in the class, 13. I mean, 1, 2. I want to be sure that they are matching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's it. We are getting somewhere. Please follow me. So we've done for the name and the age. Let's just take height. That one is going to be sorry, the height. So 0.24. 0. Type of height is this? 0.64. 0. That person that 0.2 is really heavy, really tall rather. They have 0. Let's give an outlier. 0.98. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we have 0.78, then 0.89. I hope it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so let's go to their state of origin. State of origin. The reason why I did not use any underscore here and it's working is because there's quotation mark already. So state of origin. Adebayo
There is
from,
weight before state of origin.
don't worry. Let us omit that one. Let's just omit it, please. Of time. So Arun is from Kano. Chinzobam is from Ebonyi State. Itunu is from Kwara. Kausarat is from Ogun State too. Yamal. Funnily, we have a Spanish guy. Spain. Okay, let's some Nigerian parents can name their children names from outside. Let's make this guy from Adamawa. Okay. And then Yomi again is from Ogun State. So Ogun guys are too much in this our school. Okay, then their scores in math tests. This is where we'll finish them. Over 10. One scored 9. Very intelligent. 3. 5.2. 5.6. Those funny teachers. Actually, this is how I was once a math teacher, and when I began to learn data science, I was applying some of all this stuff and creating some of my stuff, as funny and stressful as it is, just so I would learn, just so I would understand what I'm doing very, very well. Practicalize them. 9. The person too got 9. I should be a good math teacher. Just a few people will be not do really well. And this person got 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's already 7, so there's no need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then gender. Okay, so Adebayo is a male. Let me just use this letter so I don't get confused. Harun is also a male. James Obama is a female. Itino is a female. Hausara is a female. Yamal, it's going to make him a male. And Yomi, a male too. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you. So this is the data that we want to bring into a data frame. You get if you are interacting with their information this way, there's a tendency that you'll be confused. So Pandas created a system by which you can interact with this data such that the data will be structured. You can see it, and then you can interact with it more easily than the way this thing is. So this data now looks very cool. There's nothing wrong with it, but for ease of understanding, we want something that we can easily interact with. So we will now create a data frame. So let's call that data frame student information. So students, okay, GS1 students info. I want to remember, if it was just a single column, maybe I would have thought of a series, but because it's going to contain name, age, height, state of origin, score, and gender. So I want to use the data frame. So I will first do pd dot data frame. This one you need to be careful with it. This is the conversion. The D starts with a capital letter, the F also starts with a capital letter. So I can pass in the data. Let's see what we have. Let's just see. JS1 is giving me that, and I don't have to type this in. Okay, tab. Why is it taking this length of time? It's not supposed to take this length of time to load. I think because the system has been on for maybe for a while. It's memory issues. This is taking so much time. I think it's downloading. I think it is downloading. Still loading. Sorry about this. It's coming from my end. Meanwhile, this is not supposed to be. This is not going to give us an error message. Yeah, it's just runtime issue, and it's not supposed to take this length of time. I don't know why it's that way. You see now. Look at this. So we have our information already. We have it already. So this is already, and you can, meanwhile, you can convert this into an Excel spreadsheet and save it in your system. You already have the details of everyone and their scores in the math test you get. So you have it already. So this is already your data set. So you have created a data set already. Here it is now. So if you want to access the Adebayo's name, please, every information, every record of Adebayo, this is it here. For Arun, all the records about him, this is it. Here, this is it. This is it. So now from here you can now perform certain things. So let us use this. Okay, is there anyone that has any question which relates to this? Because I want to use this to start tackling a few problems. Is there anyone with any form of question?
It's looking smooth and enjoyable, but when you put some ants on it, I hope it will be smooth and enjoyable like this for me.
Trust me, it's going to be enjoyable. Trust me, Aaron. Meanwhile, you scored
Please,
3
can
on this test.
you just scroll up a little? Let me take a screenshot from where you started Panda from, so that I can, after the class, I can use it to start my little practice.
But I will share the notebook with us so that it's.
But now it's not immediately now, you know. It will not be immediately
Don't worry,
now.
don't worry. This time around, I'll make it. I'll do it with immediate effect, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Be cool. That's one. So the reason for that is just so I do not get to. If it is maybe around here and you want to just understand a few things around this place, yeah, I should do that. But because of our time.
Okay, I have some questions.
Okay, is it only Harun that has questions in this class?
Yeah, it's for clarity though.
Oh, Esther, wait, I just saw something from Esther Amuda. Please let me attend to her first. Esther, let me attend to her. Once I'm done, I'll get back to you, Harun. I think you've been following quiet for some time. So please let me just Esther, please. I need you to speak. You only posted here, and most times I really come to check here. So Esther, please, can you speak up? Can you speak up? Is Esther here? If I don't hear you, Esther, I will move on to Mr. Aaron and we will further from there because I may not be able to do anything if I don't know what your challenge is.
Please, can you go back to our code page?
Okay, Esther is not saying anything, so let me hear from Aaron. You wanted to ask a question.
Okay. I noticed when we were using NumPy,
okay,
if we are defining anything, we uses what's it called? Bracket, your normal bracket.
Yes. This type
now
of bracket.
I noticed if we are now setting data, we use what was it called? Curly braces.
Yeah, I mean curly braces rather, yeah.
Curly braces.
Curly braces,
yes.
yeah.
Then now, if we are now defining the data, we are using square brackets.
Okay, yes. Let me explain that. This data, this argument, I mean this statement here called data is captured in a data structure called a dictionary. Now, when you're writing a dictionary, you use your curly braces for writing your dictionary. This is how it is written. So it starts with the curly braces and ends with the curly braces. And then the elements that are embedded inside your dictionary is supposed to be a key value pair. So the key here is name. Normally, in the other dictionaries that you have, you just have name in quotation mark. You have your column, then you have the person's name, Adebayo, comma. You get small things like that. But this time around, you are observing that we are having a list inside the dictionary. The reason is because I want to capture not just one person's information. So under the idea is in my mind, I know what this data frame is supposed to look like. I know what this Excel spreadsheet is going to look like. You get it's supposed to have column names and then information inside each of those column names. So for the column name, I want to have certain names. The names of my students. Adebayo is one of the names. We have him here. Arun. So in order to capture all those names, I will store them inside a list. Meanwhile, that list is inside that dictionary, which has the name as the column header. Now, under age 2, I want to capture all the ages of of everybody there. So for Adebayo, I'm mapping into 10 years old. For Harun, I'm mapping into 11 inside the list. So a list is going to, so it is like a list in a dictionary. So because it is a list, you have your square brackets for the list, and then the same thing goes all through till the last information we have about the student, which is gender. You get. Now when we are translating that stuff into a data frame, we first of all call the alias pandas, PD, because what we imported pandas as was as PD. So PD dot, we want a data frame. You get. So we write data frame capital letter D, capital letter F, and then we pass that information data into it. So this is, we just want to print it out. So this is what we have when we print it out. When we just print it out, you can use your print. Okay.
Okay, now we have it like this. What if I now change this? I now change this. Just one student. That's PD. Instead of having data frame, I say PD.series.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, we under Panda we have two
data structures. Yeah.
Data structure.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
The frame and the series. Data frame and the series.
Yes.
So what if I say PD.series, then bracket open, data bracket close?
Okay.
How will my output look like?
Okay, let us see what's going to happen. Remember, series only takes in, it is going to give an error statement. Let us see it. Okay, it didn't even give an error statement. Okay, yes. Look at what happened. It printed it out just like a dictionary.
Just like the way you have it. It's not giving it a frame.
It's answer something. I hope this stuff is not happening because let's not even print it. Let's see what will happen. So I'm having runtime error. I don't know why this is trying to reconnect every minute. Let me reload this page. At times, these things happen when you're working with Google Colab. Okay. Let me do something here. Why that one is working? Let me create a new notebook. It may help us. Okay. See, when I use series, you see, series is actually supposed to take in just one dimension. It cannot represent it in the format of the data set that I want to do. If you observe the name frame,
it is not structured.
What did you say? Sorry.
I said
not structured, right?
It is not structured.
Thank you. All these things I was trying to say in 15 minutes, you just said it in 2 seconds. It is not structured at all. You get. So when you hear the term frame, it tends to give it boundaries. Like you would observe that each of the imputed data is separated accurately. Like it's giving clear distinction between each of them. And series are supposed to be for one-dimensional array. You just want to represent a column, just one column. Series.
Like
Yes.
like the text to column option in Excel, sort of.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Like text to column option in Excel. Exactly. So because what we need here is to actually get our data frame. This is still trying to connect again. Let me do something here. Let's use this place. We are going to go back there, but let's hopefully this will not give us the issues we're having with this other space, this workspace. So let's continue till that one is loaded. So let me print this thing out. You see it here. This one is structured. You get the reason why I'm showing this way is because I use print. If I remove print, the print statement there, once I remove that print, you see how it would show like it's like the way your normal spreadsheet is to show at times. Get it? Whether I use print or not, yeah. So this is what we have. Yeah. Let me perform that here. Pandas is already installed here. So let me just import Pandas as PD. I import that and I go to my next frame and then I copy and let me paste all of those stuff. Let's see what we'll have.
Excuse me, sir.
Please go.
Do we have to import or install every time we have a new page?
Yes.
We need
Every
to
time
install
you an import, yes, exactly.
We need to install and import.
Yes. You always need to install and import. The more sheets that you create, the more installations and importing you have to do. Although as you progress, you realize that there are more efficient ways of doing it. There's something called environment variables. But for now, you don't need all of those stuff. Don't worry. When you start working on production-based works, like interacting with backend and front-end developers, you may need that. But for now, in fact, this is all you need. Even when you are working as a data scientist full-time, you don't even need all of those things. It's still the stuff that you need. You still work with your Jupyter notebook here in Colab and that's all. Don't need to stress yourself too much. Because of the disconnections I'm having at the other sheets, please let me just use here for now to work. Let's function here. Like I said, even when you're working full time, it's still the stuff that you make use of. You just use your Jupyter notebooks and move on with your life. I hope that's clear.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, it's fine. So let's use the data frame that we have created to do some stuff. Now, you can get the information of this whole data frame. You can get information for this data frame. Now, how is, remember that the data frame is saved with the name GS1 student info. It's already showing us that this thing is a data frame. If you click it, it will show you some certain operations that can be performed on it. It's showing you how to create something like that. It's just giving you different ways on how to create it. We don't need that. If I click .info, what is happening here? To runtime disconnected. What's happening? .info. Let's see what happens. I've forgotten if this is supposed to be an attribute or a method, but when the error comes, we'll know how to sort it out. Okay, it's supposed to.
I think your network is not very strong. So
yes.
It's lagging. The time is lagging.
Yes, it's my network. It's my network. I've moved from Airtel to MTN severally. I don't know why it's having that issue. Please, you guys should forgive me. Thank you. So if I want to get the information of the data set, so you have the data set and you want to get information about it, you just do .info. Since I'm going to share this notebook, then let me still continue here. This notebook I'm going to share. Let me just continue here. So generate information about the data set. So these are, you just write the name of the data set, GS1, okay, .info. Call it as a method, .info. There are many other methods. In fact, we need to do this here. Let me Pandas documentation. You see it yourself. You don't need to memorize. You just need to know what you want to do and know the method you need to use to do that one. There are some popular ones that you always need. Cool. There's a guide. I just wanted to show us a few things about it. It's okay. Yeah, so look at how Pandas is being used here. I want them to get us to where we manipulate. Okay. If we use this, you can read this out later. I mean, you can check it up later. As a data scientist, you need to read documentation a lot. So when in your free time, just go through this, scan through all this stuff, click them, and just see. You may not understand them all, trust me. When I began learning, I'm still learning. I was even reading. I was just going to check up things like TensorFlow, Python, because I was interested in them, even though I didn't know them. Each time I went to look at them, I had reasons to cry because I felt like, Jesus, I'm just in lists. When will I get here? Especially when you start seeing people that are posting some strange things and you're like, yeah, but that's just the process. Soon you get there. Feed yourself with those stuff so that you get somehow acquainted with them. When you get there, it's not a problem so much. So GS1, this is just to get information. I want to get every detail about this thing. So observe now, it is giving me the name for name, for this name column. Okay, all the columns are filled up. Say there's 7 non-null counts. That is, there's no place that does not have any entity in it. For the data type object, what it means by object is that for now, just know it as strings. Check it, look at it here. Name in your name column, strings that you have in there. Strings are what you have there. Go down to age in 64. That's integers. If you go up, you can also see that here. You can see it's age. It's only integers that you have there. Let's go to height. Height is supposed to give us floats. You see it there, float 64. Height is float because they're decimal points. State of origin is obviously going to give us object. It's going to give you objects. Why? Because they are strings. Scores gave us again floats. You get, because they are decimals. Because it's not because the moment only one. Okay. When we're inputting it here, you see we wrote some as 9, 3, 5.5. The moment it reads one thing in that column that looks like a decimal, it will convert every other thing to a decimal point, so that all of them will be that way. You get? So even if you didn't write 9.0 here, when it is taking it into its data structure, data frame, it will read it as 9.0, 3.0, 5.5, just to accommodate everything the way they all are. Look at it here, gender, you get. So anytime you want to check the information about the stuff, just do this. You get all the information that you need. You get. Let's say we want to describe. There's something called the 5 summary statistics. Forget about how it sounded. There's nothing. It's just to show you the minimum, maximum, 75, the interquartile range and semi-interquartile range. Those things are not problems. Don't get worked up with those mathematical terms. So, but they are necessary. GS1 students, 5 summary statistics. So just write GS1 students dot describe. I think this one too should be a method.
Small letter.
Someone say something, please.
No, I just said describe is starting with small letter.
Yes. But all these methods that you are adding, they are all small letters. all the methods you work with, they are small letters. It's just when you are calling the data structures themselves, that series and data frame, you use capital letter to run them. But for these ones, they are small letters. If you observe when I called info at the top, you see it was a small letter here. I was a small letter. So the same thing happens now. You look at this stuff here. Dot describe. So what it does is that it gives the summary statistics of all the columns that have numerical values. It gives the summary statistics of all columns that have numerical values. You get it. So you observe that it did not take into consideration some other columns, like it did not take into consideration columns like name, because name is not numerical. You get. So how many counts? How many values do we have in age? There are 7. How many values do we have in height? 7. That's the mean of this count. How many scores? 7. What is the mean age now? The mean age is 11.14. So let us say the mean age of students in that GS1 class is 11 years old. That's the average age. The mean height is 0.635. The mean score is 7. That is when you add all the scores there and divide them by how many they are. That's 7. You still have 7 here. Standard STD, standard deviation. Standard deviation of age is 1.77. Yes, it means when you draw your Gaussian curve, you see you observe that the difference between each given interval is 1.77. The height, the standard deviation of their height is 0.27. Standard deviation of the score is 2.1. That's also good. Okay, minimum value is 9. The minimum age is 9. The minimum height is 0.24. You get. So this thing just gives you a summary. If you just want to get some certainties, no matter how big, even if your data set contains 2,000 columns and 7 million rows, you get. Meanwhile, you are going to work with data sets that have 7 million rows, 10 million rows, 100 million rows. I'm not exaggerating though. I'm being very honest. Here we are creating our own columns. Very soon, even in today's class, we'll start working with data sets that already exist online. We'll use them to do what we're doing. Yeah. So this is about
Big
someone
data,
says
right?
something, please.
Big data, right?
Okay, yes, let's call it big data. Yeah, that term is a very big term in the data science space. It's a big term. Yes, but we'll be working with big data, so we can refer it to as big data. Yes, big data. So that's about that. So let's assume you want to select.
Sorry,
you want to work
excuse
with
me.
Okay.
Excuse me, please. I've been following you and I understood everything, but this print that you have been doing, I don't know what you click on to print ever since we've been on this.
Okay, print.
Do you just
Print.
type it or what do you click on?
I actually type it. Like I type it. What I just do is, like, for instance, I want to print. Just like print. You get right. Do you understand now?
So once you
So you
type
just,
it, it will print automatically.
Yes. So it's normally the way it is done is you want to see the entity that you have created, the object you have created at the top. So I'll just add print JS1. You write that same entity. Let me, since it's just get. But one of the reasons why at times I don't like using it, especially when I'm working with DataFrame, is I don't like the way the output used to look like. You get.
Okay.
So most times I just leave it. I remove it. But there are times, in fact, it's very necessary. I just leave it and just, because if you look at this one, is more beautiful to behold than the other one. Than when the print statement came into it. That's why I just did not use it there.
So if you don't type print, how then do you see your data?
Just it. You just type it without putting the print statement. Look at this one now. I didn't put print here. I just came down and rewrote this. I just came down and rewrote it, and it came out for me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's it. Yeah. So, Okay, let us go to head and tail. So
It's 11 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Thank you. About that. Thank you. Okay. So it's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock, and so are you guys ready? No, you don't need to turn on yet. I just want to be sure that you are ready.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've finally seen the face of Harun. Okay, so just okay, let's shoot a few more minutes. Remind me by 11. Just remind me by 11:15. We'll do it. So once you turn on, I would take the screenshot. Let me just go some milestones. Makinde, your hand is raised.
Yes, please. I just wanted to ask again that when possibly can we get the recordings, because I think I missed about 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
I don't know how to, honestly. I don't
That
know
means
how
you
to
came late.
show.
That means you came
No,
late.
I had joined
out of the class.
I'm sorry, sir. I had joined early actually, but I had a call I had to attend to. So,
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Like I said in the previous class. Okay, this week you start getting all the videos. Mr. Abayomi, I've said it before, I'm not Abayomi. I only use his own account because I have issues with my Microsoft Teams. So I use Mr. Abayomi's account. So when Mr. Abayomi comes in the evening, he's also going to address that. But we spoke yesterday, and then that is something that we would look into this week. So by this week, you start seeing most of the videos. But before the videos come out, one of the reasons why they are not just sent is we need to edit them and make sure that they are good enough for you to see them. Remove a few stones that may not be necessary, just so you can have a seamless walkthrough when you're using them. But you are definitely going to get them this week. Start getting the videos for all the classes because they are readily available. So this week you start getting them. I really apologize, but one other thing I'll make sure I do is I would share resources. If you need personal resource that you could just use to just gain access to certain parts of the classes, I'll just give you the videos that you need to.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's very, very fine. Yeah, so that's very, 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 very fine. Thank you. When you're working with data sets as a professional data scientist or data analyst, the data sets you would use most times will not always be these ones that you created. Yes, they will not be short. They will be really big, and there are some that you will load, like I described in the last class. Your system, if you watched Ben 10, your system will want to transform. You will hear the sound. That's if it doesn't even have heard of people whose system crashed when they mistakenly tried to load a whole data set instead of loading it in batches. There are some data sets that are really, really heavy. Like they are, in fact, when you want to that, all these ones will be working with, you will see 5 MB, 2 MB. Some will not even be up to 1 MB self. Some of the data sets that we are going to work with, they will not have so much space, but there are some you want to work with. One of the last data sets I worked with was about 48 gigabytes. So just a data set. So to load it would consume 48 gig. I don't know how much gig you use per day, but just to load one may consume. But trust me, you are not even getting there now, so there's no need to fret. So if you want to load those type of data, you do not need to load all of them. You just need to load something that you can see and interact with. So for structured data, there's a method called head and tail. Head helps you to view the first 5 or any given number of of data that I want to see from the first record down. And tail helps you to view from the last record up. Let me explain here. JS1 dot, watch this now, head. If you just do head, default is going to bring out the first 5 for you. So observe, it gave us only the first 5. You don't need to load the whole data set. You just need this to just understand what the data looks like. You get this? This just helps you understand what the data looks like. So now you understand what the data looks like. You get? But if I specify inside here 3, it's going to give me just the first 3. Obviously, this one does not carry so much weight. So one of the essence of doing this is, 1, to understand the data, just know what data looks like, and 2, to help you manage space so you don't break your PC by trying to load something that's very, very heavy. You get? So if I do this one now, okay, this is to view the first first three records. So this is what you have. You want to view the last. So view the last 4 records. So JS1. Then you have this one will be tail. So head and tail. You get the idea, head and tail. So it's here. So this one now picked from the last one and gave you everything, and gave you okay. Because I did not specify 4, it gave me the last 5. If I put in 4 here, so there's a default parameter there. If I put in 4, it will just give me the last 4. Your miss information, your mouse information, Coursera's information, and its news information. You get? That is actually this is the information that you have here for this one. You get? So that's another thing that you need to know. You get? That you need to know. So this is very, very valid. As time goes on, in fact, in our next class, we are going to work with full-time data sets. So you are going to see me apply all of these things, but I'm going to be showing you all of this, or everything I'm going to do today. I want you to put them into consideration properly, like well into consideration properly. I think somebody wanted to ask a question some moments ago. I want to further, excuse me.
Hello, sir. I raised my hand earlier. Can you hear me, sir?
He's actually on mute.
Oh, sorry. Please,
Yeah,
can you
you were
come again?
mute.
I didn't know. Sorry, please. I think someone was saying something.
Yes, sir. I raised my hand earlier. I wanted to ask if it was possible to load a raw data that has been downloaded instead of typing it, that we just load it.
Yes.
And run it. Okay.
Yes. We can. We are actually going to do that even before this class ends. We'll do that. All right.
Okay, sir.
I just wanted to show us that you could create your own by yourself before all of those. You get it. So okay, so that's it. Okay, you know what? Maybe I should just take the screenshot now. So let me take the screenshot now so that we can just move on from there. So if I'm coming up with
So
this
kindly open your cameras.
Yeah, so please you should kindly open your cameras. Thank you. So some of you that I'm giving 10 years and 11 years old, this is how big we are. You just have to forgive me before I see people coming to fight me. Okay. Okay. So I'm still a few others whom I cannot really see here. Okay, thank you. Some persons are obviously sleeping. Some people are obviously sleeping. They can't even hear me say that the camera should be turned on. Okay. Meanwhile, it's your cameras that should be on, not your mic.
Please, the first screen.
Someone say something. Ezekiel, is that you?
Yes. I just wanted you to be on my screen.
You wanted what?
No, I'm fine. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let me ask something from your end. What are you seeing displaying on my own screen? Are you seeing? Okay. What are you know? What somebody should screenshot his own screen and send it to the message. These are normal chat here. This place. Just screenshot your own screen and send it there. I need to see something as fast as possible, please. Thank you. For my own screen, is it my image that is showing, or it is the shared screen that you're seeing? Which of them is visible? Harun, I think you're speaking, but I cannot hear you.
Sorry, it's the share screen that is showing, but I had made a screenshot. Let me just send it to the group. My screenshots.
Okay. Okay, sharp. That's cool. That's cool.
Today is what?
Yeah. Some people are not actually still displaying their own stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
My camera is refusing to come up. Let me rejoin, please.
Oh no, it's fine. This is not supposed to take so long. Don't worry. Once I get what I want, I would do that.
Coming. Okay. Screenshot, where are you?
Okay, fine.
Has anybody sent to the group? Okay, so let me just take the screenshot. Since what I took, I did not know where it went to. So let me just do screen, just grab my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, you should have it now.
Okay. Thank you. Yep. That's okay. That's very good. I like this one. Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. So you can turn off your videos if you wish. You can, in fact, turn it off so that people are already making their faces look very fine. To distract some of us in this class very soon. Thank you. Thank you. So let's return to what we are doing. Like I said, I know that there are some people here who are not really happy with the pace. It seems as if we are not, we are a bit slow, but this is the only way I can carry everyone along from our data manipulation class. We start making it faster from there. So thank you very much, everyone. So let me just proceed. Now, another thing you need to understand when working with data sets There are times when you need to just work with portion of the data set or just a set of columns. You don't need to work with all the columns. You get. So let's assume I want to work with. Okay. First of all, let us teach about how to call a column. You just want to call one column from this data set. You get. So what did I call the data set? If I call the data set JS1 students and all of those stuff. Yeah. So the next thing I'll do is I'll put my square brackets and I'll write the column name that I want to call. Let's say name. This is the column that I want to get. That's the column that I want to work with. Just that column. Let's see the output. Let's see it now. So we're able to work with this. So it is so what do you observe? It is coming out like what? There's something we did before that this is looking like. There was a data structure we handled today.
Series.
Just series, right? Exactly. You see, it's showing just the way series was showing. That's why I told you that when you are interacting with just a column in the data set, what you have is a series. You get. So this is a series. So once you pick just one column, that's a series. You get. So let's assume I want to work with age. Just change this to age. You get. So this one is for the age, just for the age column. Let me state of origin. So call a column state of origin. Okay, so JS1, you need to call the name of the data set you are trying to access. There's JS1, then put your square bracket and write this thing states of. Write it, make sure you're writing in the way the thing appears. If you make mistake, you will not. I want to believe that this is how the stuff is there. Yeah, that's how it is. State of origin. You go down, you have this. Okay, so that's it. It will come up definitely. But this is actually what when you call it, it will bring out everything. You can see state of origin column. Yeah, now see everything about this origin column. You get. So now if you want to select more than one column, when you select more than one column, you would not just use one square bracket. Let me explain that first with this. So we want to select the column name. To see all the column names, there's an attribute in Python for it. There's an attribute in Pandas that you can use to see all the column names. So if I call that data set that I'm using, look at it. This is the listing. Columns is the attribute that helps you to see columns. You don't need to put the bracket open and close. No, that's what helps you. Just watch to give you something like a list. You can see now. It is like a list of all the stuff you get. So if you want to get the column name so that you can be guided on what to do with them, you can just do that. So let us assume I want to select.
Hello.
Just yes.
What's the difference between these dot columns and header?
Header. Watch. document where I was defining the column names. Do you understand? I mean, in the where I was writing PD dot data frame and I put data, that is where I would need to use this data if I wanted this headers, if I wanted to use it. Do you understand?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but for now, if you have already created your data frame and you want to just see all the column names, just do dot columns to bring all the column names. You get? So that's it. So let's assume we want to select like 3 columns. So age, height, and score. So age, height, and score now. So this is what we would do. Because we are selecting more than one, this time you use 2 square brackets. So age, height, then let's say score. That's what I want to. So if you observe, out of everything we had, we have been able to select just this one. You get, and you can even choose to name this thing as another data frame you start working with, but it's not necessary. This is what I mean. I can rename this thing now as, let me call it age, height, score. Age, height, score equal to. So I've already created another data frame now like this. So what if I go and do age, height, score? It's just the same concept of variables and creating variables. You see, what I've just done is I've created another data set, another data frame entirely that I can start working with. But that was not what I wanted to achieve. I just wanted to just show us that you can just select some, you can subset some by their column names. You can just select some columns just by their names. So that's it about that. Yes, that's it. That's it. One other operation that you can do here is you can select. I'm going to, once it's 11:30, I'll give room for questions so we don't get too worked up. I'll give room for questions. Let's say we want to do some summary statistics for some of all this stuff now. Watch. I want to calculate the mean or the sum of all the sum of the scores. It's not necessary, but let's just want to calculate the sum. Okay, this sum of the ages. I will just do the same thing. JS1 students, call that column age, and I do dot sum. np.n64. Okay, let me print it. Let me put in a print statement so that I will not have that stuff. This is a print statement, so I do print. Okay, see it now. So 78, that's the total age. The same thing if you want to do for mean. If you want to do mean, just convert this to mean. So the mean age is 11.16. You want to calculate the maximum. That thing you did when you did the describe attribute 14. You get, so something like mode. Could there be a mode here? Okay. Let me do mode 0. Mode 0. Okay, you're going to be confused. So let me return it back to what we were doing. So when you want to calculate the sum.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I think the issue now will be that when to know where to put square bracket and then spiral this thing. The issue that's going to be the main issue for me as a person.
Okay. I get what you're talking about. Now listen, when you want to call a column name, like a column name, always use a square bracket. Don't worry, I'm going to explain. Then when you are calling a function or a method, you will use your normal bracket sign. Let us see this again, so that we don't get confused. Let's call the column columns. Remember, I said if you want to see the names of all the columns, you get. So this is my column name. So let us try to select just one of the columns. Say height. So JS1. What's that stuff? Come out. Then I want to select a column look at it. I use a square bracket and I write inside it the name of the column, height. You get? So I've been able to select that column. If I press this thing now, it will give me everything about that column. If I do dot head, let me see if that even work. Not try that here. Dot head, let me put 2, maybe to give us the first 2. Is this taking time to load? It's loading already. Network is really bad. It works, but the network was really bad. So did you observe when I wanted to call that head method, head, I did not write head and put this square bracket. You get, when you're calling a method or a function, you would use the normal bracket. But when you want to pick the name of the column, use your square bracket. Do you understand that?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So if I want to calculate the sum now, let's say the sum, look at sum too. Sum is a function, is a method that I'm calling. You get? I still use that. See it again. Someone
It's a
also
method.
asked.
It's not part of what you have. So if
Yeah.
you are calling what is not part of what you've defined, you use your normal brackets, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. So
Like if
in
I
order
want
to
to
have,
call, if I want to check for sum, add, min, max.
yes.
Okay.
I'll use normal bracket. Yes. Thank you. It's good. Just find a way that helps you understand it. So if you see before, watch. When I call this thing, look at the response that is given to me. I really don't like this type of response. So if I can just that's what my print statement will be used for. So if I click on print, it will remove all. It just gives me 4 points. This thing, we get, that's about it. Now there's another function that you need to know here. There's another function that you need to be aware of. Let me call the data set again. I'm coming. Okay. Let me do something very generic so that we can relate it all of them individually. Please follow me. I think I'm already being too fast and I need to calm down. So watch. We want to write a statement that prints. We are going to use the age column. So these are scenario. So I use the age column, and print the min, max, minimum age, and the sum of their ages. So let me just do that. So what I will do is I'm going to attach it of each of them to age sum, to a variable name, age sum. So the sum of the ages. So GS1, what's the name of that data set again? GS1 student, age. This one is going to be sum dot sum. So that's for sum. So for their mean age, that is going to be same GS1 get age dot mean. And let me just do one more minimum. So that is minimum age equals to, so I'm assigning them now to a variable name. Just one, please come up. Okay, let's just copy this. I don't want to type all of those things all together again.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Is it possible to call out all of these things, the mean, the sum, the max, and all of that
In a
on
single
a
line.
structured, I was even going to say in a structured form that is having a frame?
Yes. I've actually done that before. If you do, okay, watch this now. Watch if you do this, let's just do the describe. I think that's a method. I think it should describe just that one. Watch. The mean. Look at the mean here. I don't know if you get what I just did now.
Yes,
This is
yes.
a function that just encapsulates everything. You get. So
Describe.
you will see the mean there, you see the max there, and 25th percentile, 50th percentile, 75th percentile, all of you see everything there straight up. There are times when you will not need that. So I was just trying to just do that. Got some person that have questions. So let me just write a print statement. Print. There are so many stuff that I feel like I've skipped, which I will be chipping in once in a while. Look at this print statement now. Is what I'm using is a normal bracket. So I want to print the mean age. The mean age. Oh, that should be in this thing. Sorry.
Can you go up a bit?
I hope this is okay.
Thank you. Yes, it's
Yes.
fine.
The mean age of the students is I'm going to explain this with 3 other lines of code because I'm going to use this well on Friday. This particular line I just did, I'm going to do it a lot in our next class. So I'm going to explain what I'm just doing now. Watch me. I want to print out the mean age of the students is something. To observe, I've already written, please pay attention, everybody. I've already written a statement, a variable name here. I've assigned a variable name to the mean age. Here, because I have already called that variable name somewhere at the top, there's something called f string in Python inside the print statement. At times, you don't even need to use, you don't need to always use the print statement to use your f string. So how it is done is there's a way I want my result to come out. I don't just want to write print this. So I write print, put your bracket, then write f. Then the next thing that follows after it. Let me do that. The next thing that follows after it is what you want to have. So I write print inside the bracket. I write f. Then I write my quotation mark there. The next thing is I want to print this is the mean age. 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 The next thing is that variable that I've defined at the top for mean age. I'll write it inside the bracket I have to use to define dictionary. This is the mean age inside the quotation mark. Still inside that quotation mark, I will put the place where I want that mean age to be. Yes, I'll put the curly braces and then I write mean age. Mean age. Let me remove this thing I have at the end there. So what's going to happen here?
Okay.
So what's going to happen?
You are passing it and placing a message to it. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Someone asked something in the last class, which I also want to effect here. This decimal place is too long and can be annoying sometimes. So you can just do, if you do round, let's say round to 3 decimal place. This is just another function you can just add beside it. You don't need to do that all the time. Okay, you know what? So that people don't start getting more confused. Don't worry, just leave that. In the meantime, this is just what you need. I want to print out the sum. Instead of writing print the sum of the ages. After I write print, I put my bracket F and put my quotation mark. This is the sum of the ages. So whether you put that column there or you don't put it, there's no error. You get the most important thing is this one. Once you want to define a variable that already exists, I want to call the result of that variable. So the sum of the ages is there's already an which of the variables that I've defined am I going to put inside this curly brace, please? Let me see if you're following me. Which of the already defined one?
The sum now.
H sum.
The first one, H sum.
Thank you. The first one, H sum. Thank you. See it here. See it now. You get. So that. Just get used to this F string. I'm really going to use it well. If I want to make a bigger statement now, like print, I want to write a statement that has all of them included in it. So F, the mean result, that's mean age. The mean result, some result, same thing there. What did I name that one? Age sum. And minimum result. Let me put in front of it. Mean age for the ages, all aligned. This doesn't really make sense. I'm just trying to give you a scenario of how it is being used. So the mean result, the sum result, and the minimum result for the ages all aligned. So what is to print out to be the mean result? If you get the result of this mean age, so the mean result, if the mean result is 11.144, is 11.14. It will write the mean result 11.14, comma, some result, whatever that one is, and the minimum result, whatever that one is, for the ages all aligned. Let's see that. We have 3 print statements. Let me comment out this one so that the only one we will have is, so look at this now. See, it's the main results, this, some results, this, and minimum results, this, for the ages all aligned. Again, so I just have to do that so that we would get conversant with that. You get. So that's another one. Another function that you need to get used to, please just make sure you just pay close attention. I will do 3 functions, and then I'll teach us how to import a data set. Okay, so after importing that data set, I would give us an assignment to do. We'll call it today. So watch this. So another one you need to know is the value count. These are stuff we are going to use well. The value count. What the value count does is it helps us. It gets unique values in the particular column, and then gives us how many times, or their degree of occurrence in the data set. Here is what I mean. Watch. We want to, let me first of all call that data set again itself to show in front of you before I apply that stuff. Look at it, look at the data sets here showing. So watch. I want to see every specific. I'm going to check. Let's use the gender column. We are going to use the gender column. We are going to check the unique entities that we have in gender column. Of course, we know it's male or female, M or F. But this time around, we want to not just know M or F. We want to know how many times M occur, how many times F occur. You cannot start counting it manually. M 1, 2, 3, 4. F 1, 2, 3. No, that's not how a Pythonist would want to do it. So what you do is go again, call the column gender. How do I call the column gender? Let me hear from us. How do I call the column gender? What do I do to call the column gender? This gender column is what I want to call. So what do I do?
In bracket gender.
Is it this bracket or this bracket? Which one?
I can't see your screen. Yes, this one.
This one, right? Like,
yes.
It's gender that I want to call gender.
No.
It's
square brackets now.
Square brackets.
Square brackets.
Yes, it's square bracket. Thank you very much. So gender, watch. So I've been able to, if I click this now, I will see that I have access to the gender column, but that's not what I want to get. What I want to get is the unique values, each unique value and how many times they occur. So I told you that the function is dot value count. Dot value count. It's a method. Dot value count. The more you use it, you get used to it. So watch this. See what's going to happen. It has shown us here that male occur 4 times, female occur 3 times. You get it now? You can do it for any other column. So it would show you, first of all, how many categories you have in the data sets that you have and how many times each of them occur. You get? If you want to have this in the format of percentage and not this one, look at what you can also do. Let me comment this out and watch this. The first one I did, I got it in this format. It gave me 4 and 3, but I want to have it as a percentage. So you just put an argument inside there, normalize equals to true. True. The T is capital letter. If you normalize, this is a Boolean. That's why it is starting with a capital letter. Yeah. So watch now. See what's going to happen. It's not going to give you 4 and 3. Look at 0.57. You get this now, 0.57, 0.42. So what it gave us is converting that 4 and 3 to percentage format. So this is what you have. You need to get conversions with these things. You are going to use them a lot. So whether I use this one, first, let me comment this out. You are going to use the both of them when dealing with the function. Okay. So let's run this one first, and then there's something else I need to tell you here. Okay. So this one just tells us proportion. You can actually change that name. You can change that name, but for now it's not so necessary. Just understand these basic stuff you get. Let's do it for another column. GS1. Let's try the value count in another column. Value count in which column should you use? State of origin. State of origin. So we want to see how many categories you have in state of origin. So first thing is, okay, let us be sure of how the names are being spelled so we don't start having unnecessary errors. So we don't start having unnecessary errors. So let's first of all try to be sure that we are seeing it well. Okay, dots, columns. Remember, use this to know the column names or the code so that you don't start going up every time to check. So okay, so use this to just know the column names. Okay, I can comment this out since I've gotten what I wanted. And then let me now do it here. JS1 students. I want to select this state of origin. This is what I want to. This is what I want to work with. State of origin. State of origin. Okay, so copy this and watch. First of all, I put my square bracket and then I put it inside. There's already a quotation mark here. So watch. So I do dot value underscore counts. It's a method, so I open and close this. Look at what we're having now. You see now. So Ogun State, there are three people there in the GS1 class that are from Ogun State. One person from Kano State, one person from Ebonyi State, one person from Kwara State, one person from Adamawa State. You get. Now we can convert this thing again, like I said, into proportion. So we can just do what? Normalize. True. So you see, it has given us the results in percentage format. Yeah. So 42% of people there are what? They are from Ogun State. 14% from Kano. 14% from Ebonyi. 14% from Kwara State. 14% also from Adamawa State. Yeah. So that's just how to use. That's how you can do it for as many columns as you want to. As many columns as you want to. You get. You can do it for them. Get that? So that's also a very, very key stuff to note. While these ones are being taken note of, I want you to just journey with this one for today. I need to tell you now how to work with. Okay, does anybody have any question? Let me take questions in the next few minutes, like in at most five minutes.
All right, sir. I want to speak. Ezekiel speak.
Okay, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, you said the proportions are also expressions in percentages, right? But I'm seeing them
Yes,
as
yes.
flow. So is there a way we can
Okay.
actually
Convert them, I mean. Yes. If
Yes.
you want to convert them, you have to do it manually. You can just do like times. I mean, how this will work times 100. Let's see. Did you observe something?
Okay, yeah, that's great. That's
Just
great.
did times 100. If you want to round it up, just put all of them inside this thing. I hope this is going to work. I don't know. I'm just trying. So all these things, that's the beauty in Python. If you have any idea, you can just try it out. Let's see if it will give me okay, sharp. It still worked. So what I just did now was I rounded it up. Do you understand what I did?
Yes, I understand clearly.
Yes. Initially, there was no. It just gave me an infinite set of numbers. Yeah. Although this one is finite, yeah, but I wanted it to just be broken down to something I can easily relate to it. So 3 decimal places. I rounded it up to 3 decimal places. You get. But naturally, when you talk about proportion or percentage, in fact, in Python and most programming languages like Python, they will not always give you like 100%, 97%, 48%. They will give you in decimal. You have to do times 100 to convert it. That's how it's always, they always work with proportion.
Okay, can we pass this the percentage sign to the figures?
Okay.
What if you do plus and put it in strings, the percentage?
Okay, no, if you do that, it will even give you an error. If you do plus, it will give you an error. Let us see that. In fact, all these things is very good to try them when you're starting out, when you're learning. It's very, very good. Watch this. The kind of error here will be crazy. Invalid syntax. It seems like I don't understand what this guy is. Okay, meanwhile, let us see something safe. If I add 100 to these things, let's see what's going to happen.
No, it can't give you anything.
No, it will. It will. What it is that you know what this thing is telling us is that
it's adding 100 to the
yes,
value.
that's 100 to all of them. So it means that the major thing in this table that this dot value count give us is this. This is the main thing. These things are just index. These ones are index. Watch. See, please just watch me. I need us to be this stuff I'm doing. It can be very, very confusing at times. So be careful. Watch. The initial thing that I had did not have this round. My initial line of code did not have round. So let me remove everything about it. This was what I had initially. And then I didn't like the fact that this was too long. I wanted to convert. First of all, someone asked a question and said, let's convert it to percentage. So it looks like 100%, 42%, 14%. So I now said, okay, let's do this. Watch. So we now did times 100. It's converted it now into this. So now we are seeing this format. And I looked again and said, okay, let us just define this thing as two decimal place. So at the end, you just put dot round. So round it up, dot round. Put 2. Watch. Do you observe that it's just this proportion table that has been, this proportion column that has been modified? This guy is not been affected. It's this one that has been modified. Now watch again. At the end, let's assume what I wanted to see are just this index. I hope this works. Not this one. What I want to see is just this one. So let's just do dot index. Abi. Oh, sharp. It works. The thing about Pandas data frame is if you know it, you can think of ways to just manipulate it. Just understand the basics. You don't need to bug yourself with some of all these things that I've done. When you understand the basic and you start applying them often, you realize that manipulating this stuff is not even hard. Once you can think about it, the only just to think about how this thing is supposed to work, think of the logic and apply it. You will see it come to reality. You get. So what I did was,
Okay.
yeah.
Check chat. Check the chat and see what the person just dropped there.
Okay. I mean, okay. I think I understand what the person is saying now. Thank you very much, Jerry. Yes. Okay. Let's see this. Yep. It should work.
We are not seeing it. We are only seeing your screen. Okay.
Huh?
Okay, continue. Sorry.
Okay. This is going to work. Okay, let's see. It's not. Yeah. It's not going to work.
Actually, to convert the percentage, you have to multiply the proportion. In fact, mathematically speaking, percentage is also a fraction. Proportions are fractions. So for you to
Yes, this
get
is 1/100.
then you must multiply. You cannot add values.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you saw what happened, 100 was being added to the whole number part of that float, right?
Yeah.
So when you add 100, it is 100 that will be added as a value to the whole number fraction of the float, right? So that's what happens. You cannot add to get a percentage. You have to multiply to get a percentage.
Yeah. Thank you. There's that thing that person is trying to achieve. There's a way I can actually do that thing to achieve it, but it's not so necessary. You can use a print statement and assign all of these things to some particular variables, and then if you press the print stuff, you'll see what you wanted to. We'll see what you actually need to get. I will take Esther's question. Esther, I've seen your hand is raised. I've said this before. Anytime your hand is raised, up, please, and because I'm always working on the notebook, I don't always come to this interface. I may not see. So if you want to speak, just unmute yourself and just say something. I would give you a chance to speak. You get Esther. This is the second time you are making reference. So the person that asked what's the meaning of normalize. To normalize just means to give us the possibility of either converting it into proportion, you get, or leaving it as it has always been. So in fact, just take normalize as an argument that you pass into the function anytime you want to convert it into proportion, like percentage. That's what normalize is. You get that? Esther, please let me hear your question. Esther. Esther's not here. Don't worry. Okay, let me explain this last thing to us, please, before we class.
Excuse me, Mr. Chukwuma.
Okay. You finally remember
Yes,
my name. Yeah.
I just want to ask, the suggestion that guy made on the chat, is it possible to concatenate that percentage sign or something? He's trying to talk about concatenation.
Okay. Directly like this, directly here, it is not. Yes, it is not. But there is a way that it can be done. That in the end, you get a table that you now have this 10%. It is it is possible, but not directly here. And that thing is actually going to give us some. Okay, see it here. When you're working with data, even in your Excel, if you observe, anytime you want to work with numerical values in your Excel, there are some symbols at times you don't like to see. If you observe, there are times when you don't even want to see comma. When you're working, if you work on sales data or all those data that just contains numbers, somebody wants to write 15,000 naira, and you see the person literally press the naira symbol, write 15, comma, something like this. Let's say 15,000. In English language, this is wonderful. But a data scientist, in fact, one of the worst things he wants to see is to see 15,000 arranged this way, because he needs to start cleaning this stuff. You get? Because he doesn't want to avoid this, he would rather write it in this format. So that if he wants to press sum, he can easily sum this in. If he wants to calculate the mean of the column that has this type of values, he can easily calculate the mean, calculate the maximum values, and all of those stuff. The same thing happens here. Because they want to avoid, if you put that percentage symbol, meanwhile, this percentage symbol means something else. So here, it's not that normal percentage. They use it to calculate if a number is even or odd. You get it means something else. However, you can write it to just depict what you want to depict, like 15%, 10%, 100%. But trust me when I say those stuff may not be necessary here now. I can convert this stuff to have percentage by the side, but it may not be necessary. In fact, it is not. It is not necessary. So let's just leave that. Anyone that is necessary, at least in the meantime, I'll give it to us. I'm trying to manage our time and also what we have to achieve. You get by next week we should be doing machine learning well. So a whole lot of things at
All
least
right.
just to understand them here. You get. Thank you. But please, if you still have your questions, don't fail to ask them. We'll try our best to still attend to them. You get. We'll address them.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let me do this lastly. We have about 5 minutes. I said we are going to be working with data that exists already somewhere. So I don't have a Kaggle account here. Okay. Let me copy this link. I just wanted to show us something. Are you seeing the other screen that I'm loading, or is just the main
Yes, the house prices, advanced regression
okay,
technique.
the house price that you're seeing, Abby?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to register this account with Kaggle. Okay, but as a data scientist, it's very, very good to have access to have a Kaggle account. It's very, very good. Data set is big. Big. No, don't want this one. Cool. Let me use this IO data set. Don't worry, I'll explain this later. Come in. So just give me a few minutes of your time. I would wrap up in no distant time, but I need to just explain this one so that it would next class will just heal from there. Let me stop sharing and restart my share again so that I can accommodate other interfaces in my system. Oh, don't worry, it's not necessary. Okay. I want to download the data set that we should use. Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Please, I want to ask a question. But
Please feel free. Feel free, please ask.
okay, I want to ask, is there a documentation where you can see all these strings and everything you are using? I cannot understand when and how we should use the
Okay.
various codes that you use.
Okay, on the group chat, I'm going to share a link to Python's documentation itself, but you need to be careful reading. For beginners, reading Python documentation can be very stressful. Very, 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 very stressful. So I don't know. Okay,
So what's
fine.
the alternative?
Don't worry. No, in fact, that's the only alternative. Just look at, okay, there are two alternatives. Read Python's documentation and just practice. You see all those errors? Let me use Pidgin, a normal thing. You have to face them. Then it will just help you know that, oh, I think I should not use this square brackets here. I should use this comma. I should use this open stuff to get. The more you may tend to encounter those stuffs, even as you read, you just get used to it. I can't tell you that you will not encounter those stuff because I myself, at my earlier stages, I was always having issue with that stuff, whether to use square bracket or to use curly braces, all of this stuff. Meanwhile, it's not as hard as it feels. When you start, just make sure that you're practicing well. Keep practicing and ask your questions on the group chat. You get those stuff will be sorted out. Trust me. Huh? Are we good?
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Yes,
yeah, it's fine. Fine. Okay, so I want to load a data set here. Like I want us to use a data set that already exists. That has already been in existence, not the one that we created, because majority of what we are going to be doing as data scientists, you are going to be working with data sets that already exist. You are not going to be using that stuff I did where I converted a dictionary into it. I use that for the sake of us understanding. At times you still use that too. once in a while. But we are going to be working with already existing data sets all the time. You get? And in order to work with them, you must first of all download them either locally on your PC or have somewhere you're accessing them from. So there's a data set that I already downloaded. Okay, there's some data sets here. Okay, let's use this data set. Let me extract it. Let me see if I can copy it. Okay, let's just use it this way. California housing. Yes. So let's assume this is the data set that we have already. In our next class, we would do audio downloading and importing. So let us work with this data set here. This one, everybody that has Google Colab has access to it. See it here. Just let me close this place again.
I'm using Jupyter Notebook. Can I have access to it?
Okay, you will not have access to it, so you will have to download the data set and share with you to use. Don't worry. You get?
Okay.
Yeah. So just click here, this file path. Hey, this path 12, please forgive me. And then you'd look for the data set that you want. This one. So this data set I want to work with. So the first thing you should do is best, although it's not so necessary. Right?
Sorry, Mr. Sorry. My system will be restarted in next 1 minute. It's actually a policy from my company. Since it's 12 o'clock now. So immediately after the restart, that is when I will join back.
It's fine.
It will take a few minutes.
Right. Forgive me, sir. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's not going to be a problem. Trust me. Most likely as it started. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we'll copy the 5 parts, put it inside a string. Look, 5 parts, and I'm putting a string. Let's copy the 5 parts. Look at it. Copy parts. So paste that part inside here. This is the same way you are going to work with every other data set that you have. So we have our 5 parts. That is the location of the file that I want to work with. Now, let's call that thing data. Okay, data. Data is even too long. DF, data frame. So you want to call it, if you want to call it, what do you see as the extension here, everybody? It is a CSV file, Abby. You get? It's a CSV file. That is, you want to read the CSV file using Pandas. You first of all write pd dot read CSV. If it is an Excel files have an extension of .xslx. Yes, xslx, something like that. If it's that one, you use read underscore Excel. But this one is a CSV file, comma separated values. You use read CSV. Just use pd dot read CSV. Then you just put brackets, normal brackets. This is a method. You get, so you put normal brackets, and the next thing you pass is just pass your 5 parts. I would end there. df equals to pd.read csv, pass your 5 parts. Let's do, I don't know how many things. Let's just do what we did at the beginning. We want to see the first 5 rows of that data set. Okay, see, this data set that I want to work with. This data set here. That's it. So this is it. Let's assume it was this one that I wanted to work with. Let's say it was MNIST tests. How this MNIST test is not image set. Let's do the same thing. So let's name it file part again. Let me just do this one more. This data, don't worry, I'll share it. So I've copied the file part, I'll paste it here. So let me name it df1 just to differentiate the data. Just to differentiate from the other one.
Make sure how you copy the
file part, Abby. Okay, see it here. Just come to the stuff here. This one is MNIST test CSV. I come here, click this thing, and look at file parts. Do you understand?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm going to go deep dive into this in our next class. I just want the knowledge somehow to be there. Let me be sure that it's the same thing I copied. Okay, yes. So now what I'll pass into this thing will be 5 parts. 5 parts. So let's do data.head. It doesn't proceed here. So this is what we have in the data set. You get that now. So this is one of the very popular data sets used in machine learning and data science. Yeah, so just know about this. We are not going to be working with, okay, let me use this to give us our assignment. So we are not going to be working with data sets that we are going to form from our next class. We are going to be observing certain ones that already exist, and we'll use them to work from Friday's class. It's supposed to be office hours, but I'll make it a normal class, although it will not last for 3 hours, but maybe 2 hours. I'll make the normal class just so we can cover and move further to greater things from next week. I hope that's all. I hope that is not going to be a challenge to us, right?
Okay, our next class will be Friday.
Yes, your next class will be on Friday. It's supposed to be office hours. And you know, this course is supposed to last for 3 weeks. So next week, I'm supposed to go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is supposed to be pure machine learning classes. And if we move on this page, we will not be able to do that. Okay, so I just have to find a way to do a lot of stuff in our next class also, so that next week we can work with models, predictions, and all of that. How that's okay.
Okay,
Yes,
please,
yes.
for me that I'm using Jupyter Notebook, how will
Yes,
I be
don't
able
worry.
to read the data?
Don't worry. I'm going to download this data that I just loaded now. I'm going to download it and share it on the platform.
What did I miss? What did I miss out? Back.
Okay, you did not miss anything. I just showed them how to load a existing data set, which is what we did
Okay.
here. Yeah, so I just told them you just copy the 5 patterns. That's just all that I did. That's all I did. So now I want to define your assignment for you. So, okay, so this is the scenario here. The Niger Youth Drive when you're done with your assignment, please just okay. I think I would ask for a drive. I would request for a drive where you share your notebooks too. So it will be a better place to access what you have done. Just give me access to it. I would should tell you how to do that. So let's say the Niger Youth Drive contains 10 students. I don't want it to be hard for us. Just 10 students. So with a certain information. I'm using certain information because I want you to you have to decide on the information information rather, sorry, that you would want to make use of. So you can use age. Just make sure that you have make sure that they are at least, that's for your column names, make sure that they are at least 5. You get at least 6. At least 6 column names. And then you perform the follow you then perform similar operations like I did in the notebook. In the notebook, we have used in the class, and even go further if possible. Yep. So let this be your assignment. Just perform the operations. You can even do something that I didn't do. Just explore. You get. So this is what I want you to do. So give it your own type of this thing. Age. You can even choose to give some other things that I did not put in as variables. just create the data frame yourself, and then don't, obviously this should be a data frame based operation, not or let me write it there again. Use data frame, not series, and I'm sure you know why. You have several information. Yep. So that's it. That is it. And I think I should stop sharing my screen and also.
Please go back to the notebook.
Okay, please excuse me. Yeah, you said wanted to see the notebook. Yes, please. Please, I apologize for keeping you beyond your time. This is 10 minutes past 12. I do not like keeping us beyond our time. I also have something I should be doing now. Sorry, I'm still keeping us up till this very moment. Please